So, in today's episode, I'd like to introduce to you the concept of rob wealth. So, this is the 八字 concept or the destiny chart concept. And if you know a little bit about the Chinese astrology or destiny chart, we label each of the element as in 10 gods. And rob wealth is one of the 10 gods. It's a very, very important one. And also, one of the reasons sparked this inspiration of talking about this concept is because we have experienced the August and September, and that heralds a very pure metal energy, very potent young metal, which was in the August, and then Yin Metal, which is this September month that we are currently in. So before we dive in any further, this episode, I'm going to firstly introduce you this concept and obviously what is rob wealth and what is the element of rob wealth for you specifically based on a different element. And depends on your essence at birth. Everyone's rob wealth element is different. So how you can recognize that you are currently in a rob wealth month, or let's say in the upcoming years, are you going through a rob wealth phase or year? Or for some people, it could be a rob wealth 5-year luck pillar or 10-year luck pillar. So that's a significant period of time. And you need to know how you can move through this energy. So later in this episode, I am going to share the techniques like, literally how we can practically move through energy such as this. So over the years, I've done some research and I've noticed that most people do not like rob wealth energy. Especially when your day master are young polarity, very strong elements such as young wood, such as young fire, young metal, young earth, young water. You don't like a rob wealth element showing up. So when you are in this energy, you need to firstly to be aware. Not only aware, and as we know, we can't destroy energy, we can't eradicate energy, but we can redirect, we can transmute the energy. And that's the most important thing that the takeout out of this episode and how we can move through it without huge turbulence in your life. Now, first of all, what is rob wealth? Rob wealth is a direct translation of this Chinese term called 劫财. It literally means rob your wealth. So that's where the element really they don't gel with this energy because imagine some people come and rob your wealth and you don't want to comply. You'll fight with this energy. You want to stop this being robbed. You're being robbed. So that is natural, right? How you can recognize what is the rob wealth element for you. Okay, so let's say, because we're using the August and September month as an example, let's use metal as an example. Because now, August was the young metal energy, very, very strong, pure young metal energy. And August was Yin Metal's rob wealth month. So the definition of rob wealth for you is the opposite polarity of the same element as you. For example, if you are Yin Metal, young metal is your rob wealth element. If you are young wood, rob wealth element is Yin wood. If you are in earth, rob wealth element is young earth, so on and so forth. Now, August, because of the energy, the monthly energy is the young metal. If you are a yin metal, you feel this because this is where the young metal is coming to rob your wealth. So I'm really hoping that you have a less eventful month. But from most of the people I know, the clients I've been working with has been saying the floodgate of their money has been opened up. It has been a money draining month that there's so many unexpected expenses. Car broke down, kids getting sick, unexpected bill from business, hidden bills, you name it. It's like people are robbing your wealth literally, okay? Because rob wealth is the same element but with a different opposite polarity. This means, or in 八字, it represents your competitor. It represents the rival energy. That's why things sometimes can feel a little bit resistant. It feels like, okay, this water usually just flows so beautifully, gently. Suddenly, there is a block that is stopping you. Unless you pay some money to get through this gate, that you won't be able to flow through. This is how the rock wealth energy normally feels like for most people. Now, in September, the energy shift into Yin Metal. This means using that concept I have just explained for people who stay master essence at birth are Yang Metal. Your rob wealth month is here. Welcome. So hold on to your wallet really tight. First of all, you need to be really careful in terms of your spend, of course. Another thing is when people come to rob you, that you need to raise this level of caution, because this is also part of the period 9 energy, is things might not be it first look like or as they describe. And period 9 is the era of the artificial intelligence, as well as, this illusion. This is all about the fire energy, right? So you will see the illusion. Will be a lot of illusion being created in all different aspects. And sometimes the illusion is what you see is not what you get. So this is really, really important for you to understand, because when people come and rob your money, they're not all wearing these robbers' masks. They may wearing some kind of mask that is really beautiful, which is also period 9 energy. It's about beauty. So it might be disguised under the beauty. But what is actually inside is completely different. So this really requires you to really do your due diligence whenever you need to make any investment, and be very tight with your purse string. Okay, you need to really check, double check, and triple check whether these deals, these investment options are genuine, or they just shonky schemes that people are robbing your money. And I would also highly recommend, especially the young metal people, to be to check your bank account every day, so that you won't become a victim of identity theft, or people stole your money that you didn't know instantly. So just to be really, really aware. So of course, this advice will apply to you when the energy shift into, let's say, October. That's the young water sitting on dog. So yin water people will need to be raise your awareness, because that is going to be your rob wealth month, so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll all have our turn, but of course the spotlight are on metal people this month. Okay, so that's the number one, which is naturally making sense that you need to be really, really cautious. But there is also a certain way of we do from the traditional Chinese or, astrology perspective, how we actually advise clients who are going through the rob wealth energy is we can be very clever to use this energy to actually benefit from it. Now, before I share this technique, I also want to explain that your chart or this external force of energy, such as raw wealth, is like this little universe, right? This month is this monthly energy create a certain magnetism, create this energy charge, create this little universe that will affect you. You know, that you tend to lose your wallet. You tend to actually, sign up for something that you later on find it was not what it was you intended to. When this happens in our destiny chart, how we deal with this is we will try to, or channeling this energy. Okay, we do not try to eradicate this energy. We do not try to destroy this energy, because you can't. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to channel this energy. So this technique is really about how you can channel this energy. So this energy actually start to work for you rather than against you. Okay. And in Chinese term, we say we fulfilled this destiny. We fulfilled this energy encounter. Okay, so now let's talk about this specific technique, is how we can actually turn the raw wealth month into something that actually works for you. So using me as an example, my hot water tank burst. I have to pay $3,000. Typical example of raw wealth month happened last month. However, I turned that into something that actually really benefit for me because I changed the location of the hot water tank. When I know this, actually the new location of the hot water tank is actually a activation in my home. I spent $3,000. I could probably will be spending it anyway to do this. So I chose this time to do this. And this is where I find knowing that what is the incoming energy coming before it happens is so beneficial, because then I am fully prepared. I am actually be able to, this is where I transmute the energy into something that works for me, in favor of me, rather than I see it as an expense, okay? My wealth is being robbed. What I also designed to do last month, or what I have already done, was to schedule a lot of things that I plan to do. For example, I changed some of the air conditioners. Some of you who follow me on Instagram, you know my life. I changed my air conditioners, 3 of the air conditioners. You saw the story and all that. And, these are the things I tend to do anyway. I scheduled in the month. I know I'm going to spend money, so I might as well use this money to do something useful. So this was my example. The point is, the technique that you are going to use is going to be something that you plan to do. This money you already factor in, and then choose this month, choose this time to do it. Renovation is a great thing to do because it's a big money, so before anyone else rob it, that you spend it. So this is another thing that what we call fulfill the raw wealth energy. You have already robbed yourself money and spent on something useful. So this is a very, very important technique that we use to transmute the energy. Okay, this is how we channel the energy out. And here is another example of using this technique of redirecting the energy or channeling the energy out. September is the clash month, okay? The clash month is the rooster clash with the yearly energy rabbit. And during the clash month, a clash means collision. Clash means literally clash or literally car crash. Okay, and one of the side effect of or negative effect of clash is we call loose blood. In original Chinese term, we call loose blood. So, okay, so we know this could be one of the negative result, loose blood. So what do? We fulfill this energy, we channel this energy by giving blood. We donate blood at this time, or we go and do a blood test. Everyone probably would, from the medical perspective, recommend to do a yearly checkup, let's say, and then choose the time to do your annual blood check during the clash month. So you have already given blood. So this potential negative result of this clash month has already been realized or has already been fulfilled. And there is another really, really important point of using this technique. Do you see the difference that how we actually transmute the energy versus we are being dealt with? Do you feel the difference in terms of the energy? Because there is a huge difference in terms of we sitting here simply waiting to be dealt with any events, circumstance that is happening in life when we are going through this energy, versus we initiate, we transmute, we change, we create aligned action so that the events eventually will become beneficial to us. The difference is we take the power into our own hands. This is the key. And this is probably the most important insights of today's episode. I'm using Rob wealth as a simple concept and example, but this can really amplify to every aspect of your life, your destiny. There will be always people sitting there waiting for things to happen to them. But there will be people will starting to gain awareness, to wake up, to gain intelligence and wisdom, and to be clever about something seemingly can't be changed. They taking the power into their own hand and creating something that is so unique for them, using the same universal energy. The fundamental key of this fulfill the energy or channeling the energy is about empowerment. It's about the initiation. You initiate the event. Just like I choose to do the renovation, or I choose to spend money in this month, right? I have a choice. Sure, the hot water tank broke. I didn't have a choice, but I have a choice of creating this as an opportunity to change the location of the water tank. So actually, I create a Feng Shui activation in my home. This is how we transmute the energy and channel the energy. I believe every single event, seemingly negative, can be transformed. This is how we change the power, being waiting, thinking, okay, this is my wealth month. I'm sitting here to be robbed. To I'm actually creating some opportunity to do something that it has a long-term benefit. So if you understand this, you will see your destiny, your life very differently. Every one of us, our destiny chart was a gift from heaven. This is why it's called heaven luck. We can't change our chart, right? Just like we can't escape if the road wealth month is actually upon us, we can't escape it. But we can do something about it. So if you feel your life, your destiny, and you feel you're so stuck, do something about it. Our destiny chart, the moment that you're born, this is like the essential Newton's first law of motion. Nothing moves without the first little push, right? You being born, it's that little push of your chart. Your whole chart is already mapped out your life path. That for any of you who jump on my website, you can generate your chart. You can see your luck pillar. So the moment you draw your first breath, your chart is in motion. A traveling in this constant speed, you like it or not, until it finish. And this is where I call people, you have a choice of free fall into your destiny, or you can take the power into your own hand to change your destiny, especially if you feel your life currently is not what you dreamed of. Okay? So you're going to do something about it, because this is like the object is moving at a constant speed unless there is an external force of resistance being created. This is physics, but apply to our life. And if you hate Monday morning getting up to go to work, do something about it. If you feel this house that you've been living since you're moving in, your health has been deteriorating, find out why and do something about it. And if you have done 5 rounds of IVF and it is no reason for you not to fall pregnant, please check out what is wrong with the feng shui of the house. I've seen so many examples and I have helped a lot of people on this front as well. And people's tolerance sometimes can be such a curse for them to create any changes, because they think this is life, but it is not. And this is when I first learned feng shui, that my master told me that without the interference of feng shui, most people will travel at the speed and trajectory of their birth chart mapped out for them. So I hope on a practical level that you understand this technique. But even that you are not experiencing the road wealth months, this episode will bring you some power to create some meaningful change in your life. I will see you next time.